Previously on New Crits on the Block.
And you finally make your way to Mist Shore Park. Run down and neglected like the rest of the district, a large iron gate lays on its side next to the entrance. Sitting on a bench, alone in the morning fog, you see a man. It is Styx. I have another job for you. Do this for us, and we can talk about having you all brought into our fold, so to say. There exists a book. It just so turns out that it's housed in the city's original library. The original library now located in the Lost District. And you all squeeze your way through the fence and quietly make your way deeper into the Lost District. The light of the lightning towers fading behind you. And welcome back to New Crits on the Block, where we all embody the characters we play. For example, I'm wearing glasses, so I'm kind of like Styx. You know, 4 eyes.
Oh, I'm super ripped like Arlo. Right?
Yeah. Right. And I'm also illiterate.
And I'm a little stink.
Well, that's not too far from the truth.
I'm
Christy,
girl.
how are you like Lila?
I'm a girl, and that's the only thing similar.
Brian, are you currently embodying any characteristics of your guy?
I like dogs.
I like dogs.
You also unfortunately hurt yourself recently, and so we got you on some good pain meds.
I sure did, and I sure am.
I don't think I want you ever recording without sunglasses on. It's just so cool.
Yeah, you do look pretty sick, dude.
Should we all do sunglasses, guys?
Let's play the game. Is Brian hungover or hurt?
Can it be both?
Ooh.
Why not both?
Now Jake looks really cool.
Yeah, dang.
Dang, I need my sunglasses, guys.
My sunglasses are all the way at my car. I'm not going to go out and grab them.
I know, mine are way in the
I got
living room.
sunglasses in every part of my house, just in
I
case.
don't own
Just in
sunglasses. I
case.
just stare at the sun.
You never know when you're going to have to look really cool.
All right, let me get a picture of these really cool guys. And they're really cool sunglasses.
Everyone's just hungover is what's going on here.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah. All right. So when we last left off, you guys had all received a new job from Styx to go out into the Lost District, which is the area that has been cut off from the rest of the city by the lightning towers, to find a book that contains some old information since before the cataclysm that destroyed the sun so very long ago. Apparently, he's hired other people to do this, but they never came back. And one of them got turned into a ghost. So good luck. You rolled beautifully on your engagement rolls as well as your gather information rolls and basically just blew through the first part of it, which was how to get across the river. You had gotten disguises to look like spirit wardens, which are who control the Lost District, access to and from it, as well as patrolling around it. But you also gathered information about their movements and essentially made yourselves look like them and just hopped right on across. You got through the fence with a little bit of work, and you proceeded into the darkness that is the Lost District. A reminder that the city of Duskfall does have some light there from all of the lamps or electroplasmic lights that are around the city. But now that you are leaving Duskfall proper and entering an unincorporated part of the city where people don't live, it is dark, and you find yourself traveling through the Lost District. As you travel deeper into the Lost District, it occurs to you, although you've heard much about what used to be here, you've never seen any of it yourselves. Wide paved walkways lined with old Victorian houses, very similar to how it looked in Six Towers, slowly narrow as buildings seem to almost encroach upon you as you get deeper into the city. The homes become less Victorian and more Gothic, narrow, angular, and tall, and then fade away altogether as the roads become walkways and back alleys, something that you're not entirely unaccustomed to. Some doors are barred shut and others are left open. There are stairs that lead up, perhaps to ways across, perhaps to ways through, perhaps to dead ends, and perhaps to something worse. And you are traveling through. Real quick, on the map, I'm just going to go ahead and show you, this is kind of what it looks like. Boop. So if you look at your
spooky
roll 20, yeah, it's just kind of this old rundown part of the city that there's actually more light here than there should be. This is just a picture I pulled out of the book of just like the general vibe and feel that you guys have when traveling through some of these older passageways. But it's pretty much entirely empty. Occasionally you might hear like shutters on a window slam, but when you look over, it's just the wind. Maybe occasionally you hear the movement of stones shifting, gravel moving, like something might be above you, but when you look up, there's nothing there. And you're just kind of navigating throughout the city. You don't have like a map of the Lost District. Nobody's really ever made one. The Spirit Wardens probably have, but they would protect that too well. You weren't able to get a hold of it. But you do know that you're looking for an old library. The city was built as part of the rest of the city. And so although it is entirely alien and foreign to you, it also feels like it's somewhat your city, because in a way it is.
Now in this world, would there be like a defining feature of a library? Like, you know how churches have like their bell towers and whatnot. Would there be a thing to where one of us could get up onto the rooftops and kind of see like a defining feature?
Is like the roof a book?
Yeah, okay. I wasn't going that
is
way.
the roof like just an open book?
But there's obviously other libraries in the world in the city. Is there like a distinguishing like build for these libraries?
Yeah, I mean, you've never seen this library. And
well, yeah.
That was the old library. So the new one that's located within the city has been rebuilt. So you know what that one looks like. You know, it makes sense that it would probably have a similar architecture. You know, it's going to be a bigger building. So getting a bird's eye view or getting up high would obviously give you some advantage. It's better than just walking around in these old dusty pathways that you can't see anything, you know, above the towering buildings around you. So sure, have a look. Don't forget that when you roll, I just have to make things happen sometimes. So sometimes you're just like, I do this thing and I roll a 6 and I'm like, I guess you figure it out.
I would want to help someone. Do we have to roll to get up onto the rooftops?
I'm going to go ahead and say
As a guy
that like,
who's never been in the library.
I'm going to go ahead and say that
I've been by them.
Oh, I met your character. I mean,
I know books. I'm a famous book writer. I'm going to go ahead and say that, like, if you wanted to get up high, like on top of a tower and really get a view, yeah, you're going to have to roll to climb up there. You know, you can get halfway up using some stairs or something, but, you know, you also have to be careful because you don't want to attract too much attention, but it's dark. And none of you have said you've lit like lamps or lights or anything yet.
No.
A reminder that ghosts exist here.
Yes.
You haven't encountered any yet, but you probably wouldn't mind make yourself a target for them.
Well,
so far you've done nothing, so you have to do something, obviously.
What do you guys think? Should we get a view from a high point and go from there?
Yeah, I guess that means zinc's up, huh?
Zinc or
Our tracker, Rufus.
Oh yeah, Rufus, why don't you go? Why don't
Send
you go
the
see if you can
dog.
track us? Well, I don't know about that, but I was just going to say.
do we have
Yeah,
a
just
book he can smell?
just have the dog just get on top of the bell tower.
Yeah, I was going to say.
This is Skyrim physics. He just kind of walks up the side of the mountain.
Just keep jumping.
Just
Tell him to keep
makes its
jumping.
way.
Just keep jumping. He'll get up there.
No, you zigzag back and forth.
Oh, that
No,
works
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Either way.
I don't like
Go
pets.
around
I
this
don't
mountain?
know what
No.
they're capable of doing.
No.
Yeah, we'll say that Rufus obviously brought his dog with him. This would be an opportune time to have his pet with him.
Yeah, why don't you track something? Is that what you do?
Can you track books?
Yes,
Yeah, can you track books?
All right. Can I convey, I guess, to my dog, like what the smell of a book is? I mean, I don't know if I have a book on me. Find a book, boy.
Book boy.
Okay, this is Fallout. You just send your dog out to find you supplies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can try to see if he can get information for you. I think you can see through his eyes. So
Yes, I can.
That's creepy.
Yeah. Okay. Roll something to indicate that you're doing that.
I'm going to roll hunt. Hunt for book.
Okay.
Ooh,
I didn't
almost
even roll.
disaster.
What'd you get?
I can't see. Hold on.
It's the glasses.
161.
So that was almost
Take
a
those
complete
off.
disaster. I was going to have him bring you back something bad. That would have been
just
like
a ghost.
A ghost.
Yeah, just a ghost walking your dog.
In his
Sir, there's
mouth.
leash laws here. Also, I need to eat your soul. Yeah, you when looking through his eyes, he just kind of picks up the scent of something and takes off, quietly navigating through walkways, and eventually you see it takes about like an hour or so while you're out there. Doing this, but he does, like, you get a very clear indication about how to like navigate through these walkways and get into the middle of the city proper where like the government buildings would be and stuff. So excellent. No consequences to your actions. I am going to say that while you're out there, something that you do learn, this is something you're going to get from this, spending that hour out there while he does this, you suddenly realize that there is part of the Deathlands outside of the cities is that there is this choking miasma gas that exists out there. And although you don't take any harm from being out there so far because you rolled a 6, that would be a shitty thing for me to do to you. You become aware of it. And
We
you
see it?
realize that
Is it like smog, or is it like...
it's more like a fog smog.
Is it like living in
That's-
LA?
No, I've shit on LA enough, I think.
Well, we're on fire right now, so it's even more accurate.
Oh, well then, yeah, it's like LA. Yeah, no, it's just, there is, the book describes the Deathlands as having like a choking miasma out there. However, somebody like Rufus, who's originally from, who's Severosi, Severos, yeah. He's not entirely unused to being outside of major cities and surviving somehow out there. So, this is not, you're not too unused to this. This might be a little bit much for other people who have not spent a lot of time outside of the lightning barriers. Just be aware of the fact that you now know that this is a potential problem, that, you probably already knew about, but you've never really experienced. So now you're kind of like, oh yeah, this is like when you're setting bug bombs off inside your house and you suddenly realize, I got to get out of here. Like, I've done my best to not breathe this shit in, but you know what? This is not the best place to be. But yeah, you find your way to the city proper, and your little wolf comes back. What's his name again?
Asena?
Senna. That's right. Yeah, I think I have that written down somewhere.
Asena. Yeah.
Asena. Okay. Asena returns to you, and you could just see through her eyes the whole time, so you know the path.
I guess, is there a way of, would I know how to mitigate this like gas intake or this miasma intake, like just covering your face with a cloth, or
Yeah, a damp cloth is always a good start.
Yep.
It's standard gas mask filtration kind of stuff. You guys could say that you have something to do that, especially using like flashbacks and stuff, and like almost completely mitigate this as a problem. You can just kind of try to deal with it. It's up to you.
I would convey that to the group.
Yeah, I think they're feeling it more than you are, if anything, because you're more used to it than they are. But you're starting to become aware of the fact that the longer you spend outside of the city proper, the worse it is on your general health.
So I convey all that information to the group and say, if you start to feel sick, you wet a piece of cloth and put it over your mouth. It'll help. But I'll show you the way.
All right.
Only somebody brought water. But of course, there's always an easy way to make water.
Pee on your shirt. Put it over your mouth.
Ew.
Urine is sterile and deadly miasma gas is not. So
Would Arlo technically would be the same as Rufus, right? Because he spent a lot of time outside of major cities. And
you can say that he did. Yeah. I mean, during your time as a slave, I assume that they didn't, you can't really survive outside a major city generally. The Severosi were kind of known for being able to do it. But for the most part, people need to be inside these lightning towers and barriers. Most of the world is empty.
I pee on a rag and I put it on my face. It's not the first time.
Yeah. And that's when Lila pulls out a bottle of water that you could have used.
That I absolutely have brought with me. Because gross.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and say that you guys all, through your own methods, find a way to mitigate this gas. If it ever comes to be a problem, I'll let you roll with some type of advantage, extra die or something, as you are now handling this problem sooner. You've gotten ahead of it. So that was wise of you to think about. Okay, Rufus knows the way.
All right. Well, lead the way then, I guess.
I'll follow you.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So you all start walking through these dark alleyways. So as you begin following Rufus through narrow passageways that lead to other dark, narrow passageways that squeeze between buildings that are maybe easy for a lean, long, thin wolf to pass through, might be somewhat difficult for a broad-shouldered Arlo or a top-heavy Lila in order to make their way through. But you do eventually make your way into the city proper, and the narrow passages open up. It's still very dark, but following Rufus, who knows the way, you find yourselves in a open street. Flanked by old workshops, blacksmiths, leather crafters, jeweler shops. Of course, no one's there. Everything is a desolate, literal ghost town. But there's a litany of other businesses in the area. It looks like you've made your way to like the proper market. So you're getting into more of the civic areas of the city. So it seems like you're on the right track. And off in the distance, you swear you see a large building on the other side of this area. However, it's very dark. It's more of a shadow than anything.
Is it a book-shaped building?
I just can't give you that. I'm sorry. The library is not just a giant book.
Is there someone outside ringing a bell going, get your books here?
Books here.
Books
for
here.
sale.
Get your
And
books
for free
here.
because it's a library. I assume.
No, you don't hear that.
Oh.
Because again, it's a desolate ghost city. The only thing you hear is
Is it get your books here?
the sound of wind and occasionally old rickety rotten wooden shutters clamoring. And,
Do we hear
dust
pages being
kicked up.
rustled by the wind?
Yeah, okay, how about this since
in
the
any
ghost town?
particular direction?
Are they saying get your books here? Because it's a ghost
Ooh,
town?
your books.
Is
Get
that what
it?
they're saying? Get it?
No, you don't hear that. I know, I'm just no fun.
Well,
Okay.
I don't know where it is, guys. I think we should give up.
Yeah, all right.
That is part of the score. You can always give up and go home and just take your.
Oh, really?
We
Yeah.
really?
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, you
episode
don't
over.
get paid, and all you do is suffer whatever you suffered on the way there and back. But yeah.
I figured out which pair of my good pliers are. So I'm honestly, I feel like
It's
I'm a
about
net
as
positive
effective
here,
as
gang.
a normal day of work for me. So. Toil, take emotional damage, get nothing done, or get paid. Sounds about right.
No, we're still following the pup, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Rufus,
think
this
so.
is where your dog led you to. He never made his way directly to the library itself, but you know that chances are that big shadowy building on the other side of the market is likely it. So it's certainly not where you are right now. But this is about as far as your pup got you.
So this is a library. Not a lot of books.
Well, it's not right here. It's in that building. I think it's that building over there. I think I'm going to go have a look.
Oh, of course. I've been to a library before.
Of course you have.
Yes.
So-
Oh, okay.
It's very
Good.
weird that your character feels the need to lie about this, but okay.
Okay, so you're going to go take a look?
I can go up with him.
All
Why don't
right.
we all just go take a look. What?
Let's all take a look.
Okay. Y'all
Okay,
wanna
so
go?
you start making your way through the marketplace, and you're kind of looking around to be like, maybe there's like a stairwell that can lead up to like a building that can look out the window, because it's not like there's like a clear open passageway that just like leads to like library this way. But you feel like, worst case scenario, you could scale a wall or something to get to the other side rather than have to go around. And so as you're looking around and kind of fanned out a little bit and searching things to find your way through, somebody hears, you swear you hear, the sound of a child giggling.
Mm.
Who do
We
you
all
think
hear
hears
it?
this?
We all hear that, or just
I mean,
I would
somebody
say
can.
Lila because she has a tune, right? I think she's.
Well,
the
we don't
only
know
one
it's
that has-
we don't know it's a ghost.
is it a ghost?
And when you all look to where you heard this child giggling, standing there is the incorporeal body of a child as it waves a stick in the air. And as the stick swings through the air, suddenly another stick appears as it hits it with a loud clang. Oh, it's about the wooden clang, so to say, as the sticks clash. And another child is standing on the other side. And you see the echo of these two children's playing sword fight as they run through this ghost marketplace. And one of them bumps into a nearby cart. And as they do this, suddenly two large horses spring into existence. And they are large and strong and muscular and well-fed. Most of you have not seen horses, but you know what they are. The only person here who's maybe seen a horse would be Rufus, because they are native to Severos. But these horses are impossibly large. These are not the wild horses that you might see out in the fields of Severos. These are draft horses, like a Clydesdale. They are much larger than anything you would ever see. And suddenly they're there, but they still look incorporeal. You can see through them wisps of life, kind of, or I guess death in this case, kind of peel off of them and float away. And they're calm, ready to pull the cart that they are supposedly attached to. And a man steps out from around the corner and hands something to seemingly no one, but as his hand reaches out, it is revealed that he's handling money. Doesn't look like money that you're used to using, of some form, to another man who suddenly appears as he stands behind a bushel of newspapers and his little newsboy cap, and he calls out as the man opens the paper, who he had taken the paper from the newsboy, as he flaps it open. As he does this, hold on, I haven't done any Foley work in a while. Let's see. Let's get some paper
we
here.
need a paper flap here.
Yep.
Paper flap.
Oh, paper flap.
As he flaps it open, this whole world around you springs to life, or death in this case. The streets are now suddenly crowded. Women walk in beautiful high-lace boots down the street holding umbrellas, but it's not raining, as men stand outside businesses hawking their wares. The children run to and fro playing while keeping close to their parents as the parents stride through the marketplace. And everyone is smiling, which is nothing that you've ever seen in Duskfall. And they're all bright-eyed and well-fed. Nobody's gaunt or sickly. They're all plump and full of life, ironically. Rufus, you see a dog, much like yours, as he trots down the walkway next to what appears to be a blue coat, although looks a little different. One woman stops and points into a shop as her husband checks his pocket watch and then laughs as he walks inside. And you all realize that you're seeing what life once was in Duskfall. If only you could see the echo of the sun. But when you look up, it's not there. What do you all do?
During this echo, do I see anybody walking out of the building we're trying to look at with a book?
The building is far away and behind like a high wall. You're only seeing like the tip of it, and it's very, very dark. You're seeing what is left
of the marketplace.
An echo of the marketplace, of what life once was prior to.
I say still, because I'm terrified.
None of us are familiar with this because we all lived only in this current version of Duskfall. We've never experienced this actual. This happened like hundreds of years ago, right?
Hundreds of years ago.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you've heard stories about the way the world once was.
Okay.
But you can't possibly imagine how beautiful it is. It's almost unnerving, or maybe it bothers you that everyone's so carefree, or maybe you long for it. I don't know. That's up to your characters to decide. But you see a normal, healthy marketplace by like modern day standards, which is shocking to you guys.
What is this?
It's so beautiful. I've never seen people so happy and dressed so well. Look at this.
They all had it so easy.
Their smiles creep me out.
I bet they don't even know how easy they had it.
Can we stay here? I want to stay here.
But no,
it was obviously an image of something. I don't know what it was. I think we're on the right track, though.
It's still here, right, Ben? Like, it's still happening.
You're seeing you're not experiencing, like these people you see around you, they are not alive.
No, I understand that, but it's still happening now.
It's active happening in front of you.
Yes.
Like a mirage of sorts?
No,
did they notice us?
It hasn't gone. No, what I'm saying is it hasn't gone away.
No.
Yeah, it just kind of came forth when you were here.
Yeah.
You don't know if it was here all along, or maybe you guys are the ones who sprung it into existence. Life doesn't normally walk around outside of the lightning towers.
Are they gonna?
You might be the only source of energy, of life essence that has graced this area in hundreds of years.
Are any of these ghosts like walking through us, or?
No one has walked through you yet. It's almost like this scene is replaying itself, like as it happens, and the man
like
walks
repeating?
out and yeah,
like
kind of
it's a loop. Okay.
Like it's a loop. It's almost like it's like when someone creates a video that's designed to restart again. As the children play, they kind of just sort of go back to where they were, and the whole thing repeats, and then the whole thing.
My God,
repeats.
it's the perfect TikTok short.
A little bit, yeah. The man checks his watch, and every time you see it, it looks, I guess, a little different. But it's the same thing repeating on a loop. But then you hear something that you didn't hear before. You hear the distant but distinct sound of a hammer striking metal. And at first it's quiet. Like maybe it was there and you're just now noticing it. There is a blacksmith shop nearby. But no, it's louder than it was. or maybe it was never there. Maybe it's behind a closed door or in another shop somewhere far away. But as you look inside the shop, you see the smith now inside. You're now noticing him, and he's striking metal with great force. And as he strikes down with his hammer against his anvil, sparks of ghostal energy. You know, what you're seeing is life, but now you're seeing the world be affected by them in a way. The sparks almost look real. But that's impossible because you know that what you're seeing isn't really here. But now you're realizing that these specters, this echo is actually influencing the world around it in some way. And as he strikes the metal, every strike gets louder and louder and louder. And what's more concerning is not the fact that it's getting louder, but as the smith is striking the anvil, he's looking directly at you. You would think he would be looking at his work, but he's looking directly at you as he's striking the metal harder and harder and harder. And as you back out of his shop and into the street, this lively scene is no longer playing on repeat. All of the townsfolk have stopped their day-to-day going-ons and are standing perfectly still in place where you last saw them. But they're all staring at you. And the hammering keeps getting louder and louder until it sounds like maybe you're the one striking the metal. And with every strike, you feel like sorry, Brian, your head is splitting. Maybe like you're the metal being struck. And you could barely see it. Your vision is clouding, but when you look at the townspeople, they no longer look happy. They no longer look well fed. They're gaunt. Their faces almost skeleton. Some of them rotting. But your head hurts so bad. What do you do?
We should leave now.
Nobody move.
Those are opposite things. I don't know who to listen to.
You think we should stay at a place with a bunch of ghosts looking at us?
They almost look like the whole marketplace is more narrow now, meaning that they're all closer to you and they're all staring at you. And then one of them, maybe one of the boys with sticks, shuffles one step towards you. And then somebody in the back, maybe the blue coat, shuffles one step towards you. And then slowly they point towards you, not at you. And the hammering is louder and louder and louder in your head. What do you do?
I think it's time to go.
Yeah, I think we should leave.
Yeah.
To head towards the building that the dog was pointing at. Yes.
You turn around because there's no way to get through this marketplace full of ghosts safely. You know full well trying to just wade through them would be far too dangerous. And as you turn to exit the marketplace the way you came, you swear there was a passageway there. You know you came through this way. Now there's just a wall.
Can we still see the building?
As you turn back and look, you see the building in the distance that you need to get to. And all of the ghosts shuffle one step closer to you. What do you do to escape this event? I will remind you that you do not want to tangle with ghosts if possible. However, you have the ability to defeat them. Like, you know that electroplasmic ammunition can destroy a ghost. You have spirit bane charms that are on your person
Yeah, I was
that
just gonna
can
ask you about that.
ward them away. You can run, you can distract them, you can try to engage in occult rituals to control them. These are all things you can do, but you don't want to tangle with ghosts. But you don't know how you're not going to, because they are encroaching upon you and you are stuck here with them and you see no way of escape. No easy way, at least. But again, you guys can just kind of make shit up and go along with it. What do you do?
Oh God. Well, Arlo's gonna take out his Spirit Bane charm.
Okay.
Did you explain what those are?
Yeah. So there is an item that you have on your person called a Spirit Bane charm. It is, every one of you has one, and it's italicized, meaning that you just have it. It would be foolish for you not to just bring one with you on an excursion like this. A small arcane trinket that ghosts prefer to avoid. So taking this out and, the power of Christ compelling you would be beneficial to you, but it does not completely stop them. They hate them. But sometimes you attack what you hate. However, they seem like they're already coming after you, so it probably wouldn't be a bad idea. No. So Arlo holds out his Spirit Bane charm. Arlo, what action do you use to try to keep these ghosts at bay?
Command. As I'm like holding it out and just like, stay away. Don't come any closer.
Okay. I would normally say this would be a desperate action with a limited effect. However, because you're using your Spirit Bane charm, I'm going to go ahead and say you got a choice here. Jake, do you want to make it a risky action with limited effect, or you want to keep it desperate and have it have standard effect?
Let's do desperate and standard.
Okay.
And then
yeah, because command is, under normal circumstances, you would need to like attune with ghosts, but you have a Spirit Bane charm. You're good at command. Let's give it a shot. It's desperate.
I'm going
to say you actually, what makes it desperate is that you actually walk towards them as you're holding it. Like, I'm not afraid of you. I have this charm and it's going to protect me, or so we hope.
Could I push myself?
Oh, you certainly could.
And that's 2 stress or 1 stress? I can't remember.
Pushing yourself is 2 stress. And if you wish, somebody could assist you.
Yeah,
if somebody wants to take a stress as well to try to get these ghosts to back away from you and get an extra die on top of that.
Anyone helping out?
Hey everyone, it's your favorite player, Matt. And now we're going to do a little scat. A rap-a-da-boo, a reap-a-da-gam, a bop-a-deep-a-doop-a-da, zoop-a-zam, zoop-a-doo-ah, zeep-a-dee-zay, zap-a-doo-zip-boo, beep-a-dee-bay. Okay, I could have continued to go on with that. I just want you to know I am stopping myself, because if I don't, that would have kept going for another 5 minutes, and you're welcome. Anyways, welcome to this week's Middle Break, everybody. We hope you're enjoying the episode so far. Let us know what you think in the Discord. We'll get to that momentarily, but hey, let's throw Ben a bone here, huh? Knick-knack, paddywhack, throw a Ben a bone. All right, I don't know what's happening with this one, but just okay. Let's get ourselves back on track. Let's get ourselves back into the normal flow of things. There are a couple things you can do to help our podcast grow. The first thing is make sure to subscribe, rate, and review to our podcast wherever you get our podcast from. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whichever podcatcher you use. Obviously, we're on there. Go hit the subscribe button, download our episodes, give us a 5-star review, and write a little synopsis about why you like us. That way, if anybody else stumbles across the podcast, they might read it and think that they would like us too. Also, make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms. You can find us on Twitter at New Crits and on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at New Crits on the Block. It's your best way to keep up with all things New Crits, so make sure to follow us there. And the best way you can help us out on those platforms is share our content to your own platforms. Put them on your stories, put them on your feeds, tag people that you think might enjoy what you enjoy. We only grow through word of mouth. So you guys helping spread the good word of New Crits is the only way we're growing right now. But we always appreciate it when you do that. One of the ways we like to show our appreciation is we have a Discord. Yes, it is a Discord for all things New Crits, but not all things New Crits. You can go in there and talk to the fans. You can talk to the cast members. As I mentioned beforehand, you can knick-knack, paddywhack, throw a Ben a bone. But if you also just want to come in and chill, we got space for that too. It's a safe, inclusive space for everyone to come join. We have a great community we have built out over the last few years. So if you just want to come chill, come and hang. If you haven't joined us yet, what the heck are you waiting for? And now you might be thinking, well, Matt, I want to help you do all these things, but how do I get to all the places that you just mentioned? Well, from our link tree, of course, linkttree/New Crits on the Block will get you to all the places that I just mentioned. And some places I didn't have time to mention, linktr.ee/New Crits on the Block. It is your central hub for all things New Crits. All right, everyone, let's get you back into this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening thus far. As you know, we come out with new episodes every single Monday. That ain't stopping anytime soon. So let's get you back into this one. We will see you next Monday. Until then, be safe out there. Be excellent to each other. We love you all. Bobbidi-bee, a bobbidi-bay, a beep-a-doop, bobbidi-ba-bibidi-bye, a zobbidi-zoo, a zippity-zoop, a rap-a-doop-a-doop.
Does anyone not want to?
Yeah, somebody. You can only have one
Somebody
person help,
should.
but if somebody wants to take
someone
one
should
additional
definitely
stress,
help me do this so we can survive.
Yeah, I'll help.
okay. So Matt, mark one stress on
Got it.
on your character's sheet. Sorry, what's his name?
Zinc. I got it.
And Arlo, mark 2. And
did.
Arlo, go ahead and roll a command with 2 extra dice. Desperate for standard effect.
Oh God. Okay, here we go. Rolling. I rolled a 6, a 5, 5, and a 1.
Nice.
That is a
Thank
great.
God. And then that's
Didn't even need
desperate.
it.
So I mark 1 experience.
Yeah,
in
mark
resolve.
1 desperate under resolve for command. So yeah, you hold this charm out and you show no fear. That's right, baby. Now, whether or not you have fear is another thing, but you
I'm
show.
I already pissed myself,
No
so I'm
fear.
good on that portion.
Yeah, right. All the
can
ghosts
smell
are
your
like,
pee.
you smell like urine.
Ew.
That's all I can smell.
And they all kind of suddenly their faces that were almost gaunt and emotionless twist into horror as they point at you and begin to back away from you. They aren't actively moving towards you, but they're very mad at you now.
Using that 6, would I be able to like walking? You said I'm walking towards them.
So they kind of, as you walk towards them, they kind of move away from you. What do you all do? Do you follow Arlo?
I'm
We
going
huddle next
to.
to Arlo.
Yeah, we huddle close. I'm also going to. I'm going to attach my Spirit Bane charm to my dog, who has the special ability Ghost Hunter. And I don't know. So, like, Ghost Hunter is your hunting pet, is imbued with spirit energy. It gains potency when tracking or fighting the supernatural. I don't know if like if the ghost can feel like that sort of presence from the dog, but I'm hoping that like I attach, like I just like put it around its neck or something like that, or attach it to its collar.
Yeah.
it's
So
like
with
a-
that
Like a
Spirit
conduit
Bane-
of just badness that they want to avoid, like a dog. And then I tell it to, I tell my dog to be intimidating and growl and, like I tell it to attack, but I'm holding on to it.
Yeah. So as Arlo's walking forward, controlling your path forward, they start encroaching behind you. The Spirit Bane charm, it says the ghosts only avoid it for but a moment. So these things are not like guaranteed ghost protectors. They just kind of don't like them. And so this is working so far, but now as you start to walk through the crowd and all huddle around him as he walks forward holding this charm out, they all start converging behind you. And so you have your wolf. I'm so sorry. One more time. I got to write it down.
Asena.
Oh, I did write it down. I'm sorry. Asena is now holding out the rear as it growls and what's it called? A cackle? Isn't that when a dog has like its
hackles?
Is it hackles?
Yes.
With an H.
Raises its hackles.
Yeah, it raises its hackles and gets down and bares its teeth and growls at these ghosts as a spirit bang charm dangles from its collar. Rufus, what action do you use? Because you have Ghost Hunter, it says it gains potency when tracking or fighting the supernatural and gains an arcane ability. You already got the mind link. I'm going to go ahead and say that whatever you do, you're going to have increased effect already because you're using an animal that is designed to fight ghosts. This is not the first time you've had to sick Asena on a ghost before.
Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to think of a way to use hunt to, kind of keep, because not trying to intimidate, but trying to protect.
Yeah, hunt is attacking with precision shooting.
Right, but it's also sort of being vigilant and, because they're coming from all angles, right? So it's not just like not going to focus on one; he's going to focus on a lot of them. So it's like,
you can use any action you want. I'm just going to let you know if you use something that you kind of know you're like stretching it, I'm going to give you reduced effect. Now you already have increased effect, so it would cancel each other out. But I'm just letting you know that like Spirit Bane charms are not automatic ghost repellers. So, decide what you want to do and I'll tell you what you're gonna roll.
I know what I think I want to do. I just don't know if it's a good idea.
You won't find out until you roll the dice. So far your rolls have been good today.
I kind of want to like make an example of one of these ghosts, but I don't know if like ghosts think this way. If I have the dog attack one of them, that they're going to be like, oh no, and then they're all going to run away.
I don't know.
That's going to aggress them.
It just kind of comes down to your dice. If you roll bad, then it doesn't go good. If you roll good, then it goes good. So do it. Do it.
All right. I'm going to pull out
a reminder that you guys are not the best at this yet. So, give it a shot.
You could push yourself.
Lila could help.
How would I help?
Get him.
Do you guys also have pistols, or is that just hounds?
I think anyone can have a pistol. Yeah. Now, you specifically, Brian, your character has electroplasmic ammunition.
Yes.
So you have the ability to shoot ghosts.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to pull out my pistols and just like get ready. And then I'm just going to give the word to the dog to attack one of them. So hunt.
Okay. So you pull out your pistol. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that off as one of your items. So you've only used one item so far. You're doing good. And then you sick Asena on one of the ghosts one of the ghosts is feeling particularly bold and finds an opening and comes up and tries to grab one of you from behind. But Asena strikes at it. Roll your hunt. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is desperate. You used an item to pull out your pistol and point it. I don't think it knows whether or not that's going to be a real ability. I'm going to go ahead and say that this still only has limited effect. But, well, I'll give you standard. I'll give you standard effect. Desperate with standard effect.
Oh, thank God.
Now, did you push yourself, or is that just a...
He has 3.
No, that's just...
Straight up.
You just had 3 in it. Okay. Well, good for you.
Tell us what you got.
What'd you get?
I got a 1, a 2, and a 6.
That almost went real bad. So had you used a different roll, and I gave you great effect, you probably would have failed, which means you would have had no effect. one of these ghosts, we'll say it's one of the boys with the stick. It comes up and starts swinging the stick at the dog like a kid who is not being watched properly in a public setting and starts fucking with some random dog, which we've all seen happen before. And you think to yourself, oh, that's going to turn out bad real quick. And then it does. Asina mauls this child's ghost.
He said ghost. He said ghost.
He said ghost.
Ghost.
Yeah. This is the thing that everyone's afraid is going to happen whenever you see some little kid fucking with a dog that shouldn't be fucking with it, and you're like, "Where's this kid's parent? Where is this dog's owner? Like,
Where's your ghost mom?
Where's your mom?
And as this happens, as it tackles this ghost and bites into its throat, the whole thing just dissipates as its stick clings to the ground and then kind of just evaporates away. And all of the ghosts back away a little bit as you get closer to the opening on the other side. You're now seeing that there is a way through, but you are still blocked by many other ghosts. How do you continue to proceed?
Christy, do you want to do something before I do something here?
If you've got something, go for it, because I don't know how these ghosts are going to react to my thing, especially now. So
do your thing first, because mine's going to be...
I will say that they are real fucking mad. They no longer look like healthy people. They look like banshees. They're all floating. Their rags are tattered. Their skeleton faces, their eyes are glowing. They're clawing and reaching at you, but none of them have gotten a hold of you yet.
I mean, I was just going to use attune to try to like further command them to leave us alone and like to back off. But at this point, I don't know if that's going to do much because I don't really know how they react to that.
If you roll good, they react well. It goes well. It all comes down to your rolls.
I'm just going to use attune to communicate to them that like we basically have weapons to destroy them. So they need to. Is my little spirit bane charm.
I'll mention that the hammering is still continuing, and you are now getting closer to the blacksmith, and the hammering is still just racking your brain, the worst migraine you've ever had. But you are proceeding through, and none of you have been harmed yet.
Can I command him to stop with attune?
You could try, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna use attune on him to basically try to get him to quit hammering. Okay. Or else bad things are going to happen to everybody.
Yeah, attune is the ideal thing you would use when dealing with ghosts. So Lila, go ahead and roll your attune. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is, again, desperate with standard effect.
Okay.
And again, you can push yourself. You only got 1 point in this, so you're only going to roll.
Yeah, I'm going to take up the 2 stress and push myself here. So that gives me
2 dice.
2 dice. Okay.
Yeah.
So
and I would say, by the way, Arlo, you theoretically should have less effect when you do stuff, but because your injury is a twisted ankle, I'm going to say when you do physically demanding things.
Okay.
And just walking forward is not that. Lila, same deal. Your shallow cut gives you less effect when you do physical things.
Okay. And sorry, you said the effect was standard?
Yeah. Desperate with standard.
Got it. Ooh. Okay. I got a 5 and a 3.
Okay. Success with a consequence. So what do you do? What do you say to the blacksmith?
Put the hammer down or you all get it.
Put the hammer down or the other child gets it.
Or we're going to destroy more of your children.
Kill all your ghost babies.
So what I'll say is that the hammering does stop and the ringing in your ears stops. And as he's hammering and just staring at you, he stops staring at you and he goes back to hammering, but no longer do you hear it. So it looks like you have mitigated him as an issue. The consequence is that while you're doing this, you now hear somewhere off in the distance, you might have to deal with this as you get closer, you now hear a baby crying.
Oh, come on.
But it's not bothering you yet. You feel much more capable of proceeding forward. I might say that these actions may no longer automatically be desperate. I'm going to let you guys know that failing desperate rolls have really bad consequences. And
I'd assume.
You got lucky.
Yeah, that makes
which
sense.
is good. You don't want to suffer negative consequences. Okay, the hammering is no longer ringing in your ears. You feel like you can focus better. You're more than halfway through the market, but from a door nearby, you hear the wailing of a baby crying its lungs out. You swear, there's no way there's actually a baby out here. Is it? How do you proceed forward?
Don't fall for it. They're just trying to distract us. Keep moving.
But what if it's a thing we need to like get?
Get what? A baby?
The other thing was making noise, made these ghosts mad. What if there's another thing?
Okay, and what do we do with it? Kill it?
What if it's a ghost baby?
Right. That made them mad. We just killed a ghost kid and look what happened.
Okay, but what if we need to like give it like a little pacifier or something?
Okay, go right ahead.
No one else wants to go explore that? No? Am I the only one?
I'm terrified right now, barely keeping my shit together, walking through a swarm of ghosts.
Yeah, Arlo continues to proceed forward, and you are moving through. But you know that as you get closer to this alleyway that you have to pass through and exit the marketplace, there is a room nearby where the crying is coming from. You could just pass by it if you wish to. So what I'll say is as you get closer to this room, you can see inside. It's dark, but you can see inside. And as you pass by, you do see a crib inside this room. And inside there is a bundle something, and the screams are coming from it, and it seems very distracting and loud.
I'm just gonna go take a peek, okay? I'm just gonna go over there and just take a little peek, see.
Okay. What action do you use to interact with this screaming bundle?
I'd like to prowl over there, just very, very stealthily if I can.
Okay. You're trying to not let them see you do this.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that this is no longer desperate. This is now standard because you got rid of the hammering that was bothering your ears. And it's going to be for limited effect though, because ghosts, they're very aware of you. But it's no longer, now you can up it, you can make it desperate for standard effect, or you can just push yourself with more die, or you can just
I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to roll it, see what happens. Yeah, because I'm just want to come over there and just take a little peek. 5. 2, 5, and a 5.
Success with a consequence. You reach into this crib as this wailing, bundled baby screams louder and louder. And when you pick it up and you go to unravel the bundle, the crying stops and the bundle comes undone and you are holding nothing. The blanket almost comes apart in your hands from years of neglect and rot. And the crib almost, it almost comes apart itself as this rotten wood as you touch it. And you realize very clearly that there's nothing there. So the success is that you have mitigated this threat, whatever it was, and removed it. The consequences is that Arlo's getting away from you. He has to keep walking forward. He can't stop. And as he does, you see Rufus's dog, Asena, holding out the rear, and you now have to rush to get back to the group before you lose them.
Dang! That's what I'll do.
Okay. What action do you use to get back to the group quickly and efficiently?
Prowl again. That's exactly what it's for.
All right. This I'm going to say is now risky because you need to get back quickly, but with a great effect, because this is exactly what you need to do it for. You need to get there fast.
Okay, 665.
Hell yeah.
A critical success. You actually notice there's a window nearby that you can open and like just whoop right on through, and you're back with the group.
Okay.
You have suffered no ill consequences from that unmitigated success. As you finally make your way out of the marketplace. And as you escape, the ghosts don't seem to follow you any further. And they all stand there staring at you from afar. And their sunken faces slowly but visibly plumpen again. Their hollow eyes lighten. Their tattered clothes reform. And they all return to their previous state of being. And the marketplace is lively once again. And you are all safe for now.
So many little mini breaks.
Looks like that office has been turned into the closet.
Yeah.
The family closet.
Mm-hmm. Family Closet. A shitty movie I'd never see.
Definitely a book.
Yeah, The Family Closet.
The family closet.
I would never see that movie ever.
Yeah, that was definitely a book that like hella girls read and we're like, it's so
that
good.
got transported into
and now Glenn Powell's in it and we love it.
Oh, of course. Of course he is.
And Sydney Sweeney, so maybe a guy or two will come.